You ever have one of those mornings where everything seems in place? Your shirt fits just right, your lipstick has that soft, familiar tone, and your bob, well, it's been freshly brushed, sitting exactly where it always does. And yet, when you look in the mirror, really look, something feels off. Not wrong, just off. Your face seems heavier somehow, like the light doesn't catch you the way it used to. The lines aren't deeper, the makeup's not different, but the reflection looking back feels tired, dimmed, like your features are slowly being pulled downward, and you can't quite say why. For so many women over 60, the answer is hiding in plain sight, your bob cut. It's not the cut itself, it's how it's styled. What once lifted your face might now be weighing it down. What once moved with softness might now sit too still, too round, too wide. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 subtle styling mistakes that could be quietly aging your bob, and the 5 easy techniques that can change everything. If you've ever tilted your head in the mirror and thought, something just isn't right, let me show you a different way. Mistake 1. Styling your bob cut with the same part for years and losing natural lift. Let me guess. You've been parting your hair the same way for what, 20 years? Maybe more? It's that little line. Straight, neat, predictable. It's the part you've claimed as yours, and it probably worked beautifully back then. But here's the thing. Your hair has changed. Your face has changed. Life has changed. And that one little part, it might be holding you back, literally. Let me show you what I mean. When you keep the same exact part for years, especially after 60, when hair becomes finer and more delicate, your bob cut starts to lose its structure from the top down. The roots lie flatter and flatter with each passing year, especially along that deeply familiar line. And when the crown goes flat, your entire face can appear pulled downward. I see this a lot. The cut itself may be just fine, but the overall shape looks tired, deflated, and all because the part hasn't changed in decades. But here's the good news. You don't have to cut it all off. You don't need a dramatic change. Just move the part. That's it. Try flipping it to the other side, or shift it slightly off center. Even experimenting with a soft diagonal or zigzag part can work wonders. What we're doing here is confusing the roots in the best way possible. After years of lying flat in the same direction, your roots need a little wake-up call. Here's a trick. After you towel dry your hair, use your blow dryer and dry your hair in the opposite direction of your usual part. No brush, just your fingers. Lift and rough dry, letting the warm air push the roots in new directions. This re-energizes them, brings them back to life. It's not about forcing volume where it doesn't belong. It's about giving your hair permission to move again. And if you're worried it'll feel messy, don't be. That gentle lift near the part line, the softened crown, the subtle bounce, that's what makes your bob cut look fresh again. People won't know what changed. They'll just know you look lighter, brighter, lifted. So if you've been feeling like your bob cut has lost its spark, try this. Just change your part, nothing more. Mistake 2, letting the back of your bob cut puff out, making the face look heavy and tired. You ever notice it? You turn around, catch a side profile in the mirror, and the back of your bob cut is just sitting there. Not lifting, not flowing, just resting on your collar like it gave up halfway through the day. It's subtle, but it's powerful. When the hair at your nape, the very base of your neck, starts to puff out, it does something strange to the overall look. It drags the eye downward. Instead of lifting your profile, it grounds it, and not in the peaceful, earthy way, more like the, oh wow, that feels heavy kind of way. Now imagine this. You've got beautiful volume on top, a nice face framing shape, but then the back bulges. Suddenly, your haircut looks off balance. And your face? It starts to look weighed down. It's one of those things you don't see at first, but the second someone points it out, you can't unsee it. So let's fix it. Here's the deal. After 60, many women naturally lose density at the crown, but weirdly keep bulk near the base. And with a bob cut, That contrast becomes even more noticeable. When the nape is too full, it creates a triangular shape that brings the whole face downward. The trick? Flatten the nape, gently. Start by not loading that area with styling mousse or volumizing spray. You don't want height here. In fact, you want the opposite: soft control, clean shape. Here's what to do. When your hair is damp, use a round brush and point the blow dryer downward. Use the brush to curve the hair inward toward the neck. Not under dramatically, just enough to encourage it to lay close. Think. Hug the neck, don't balloon off of it. If you have cowlicks or stubborn pieces, use your fingers to guide the hair as it dries, always keeping that motion downward and smooth. You'll be surprised what a difference this makes. Suddenly, the back of your hair isn't pushing your collar. It's flowing with your neckline. It cleans up your silhouette, sharpens your shape, and here's the magic part: lifts the eye. Yes, flattening the nape can actually make your face look lifted. It's all about redirecting attention. When the nape is tight, the volume near the crown and front becomes more noticeable. Your cheekbones pop, your jaw looks more defined. The whole look becomes lighter, cleaner, younger. And emotionally, there's something about taming the back of your cut that feels freeing, like you're no longer being pulled down from behind, like you finally get to take your reflection back. So next time you style your bob cut, give the nape a little love by giving it a little less. Because sometimes what needs lifting isn't your hair, it's the way you see yourself in the mirror. Mistake number 3, a messy baseline that ruins the entire frame of your bob cut. You know the look. The cut that once felt sleek, polished, effortless, now feels a little scrambled. You run your fingers through your bob cut, glance at the ends in the mirror, and something's off. The bottom flips out here, puffs out there, and there's no clean line anchoring the whole style. It's subtle, but it completely changes the energy of your look. This happens more often than you think, especially after 60. Why? Because as your hair grows and thins slightly, the baseline, that bottom edge of your bob, starts to lose shape. It gets fuzzy, uneven. The hair flips outward in places it shouldn't, curls under too much in others, and before you know it, your bob no longer says sharp, modern, confident. It says accidental. Let's change that. The baseline is the quiet hero of every great bob. It's not loud or dramatic, but it frames the entire cut. When that line is clean and smooth, your bob instantly looks fresh, intentional, and structured. When it's messy, even the most beautiful layers up top won't save it. So here's how we fix it, without going back to the salon every 3 weeks. Step 1, smooth it out. After washing your hair, use a round brush and dryer to gently pull the ends inward. Not too curled, just slightly curved under. You're not trying to make a perfect U-shape. You just want the ends to behave and form a clear visual anchor. Step 2, for stubborn ends that flip or frizz, use a flat iron. And here's the trick. Don't bend. Just glide the iron down and through the ends in a straight motion, letting them relax. That light pressure helps seal the shape without creating a harsh curl. Avoid dragging the iron outwards. This is where that flip comes from that makes your cut look like it's trying to fly away. We're going for calm, clean, center-centered. Now take a look in the mirror. Before, hair moving in 10 directions, bottom line soft and uneven, face lost in the chaos. After, hair falls in harmony, the line across your neck is crisp and quiet. And suddenly, you're back, lifted, present, and you didn't even change the cut. This is the kind of difference that doesn't scream. It whispers. But trust me, people notice. They'll tell you that you look more polished, more vibrant, more put together, and they won't know it was just a baseline refresh, because a strong edge says something, without ever raising its voice. And maybe that's the power of it. A clean, steady line at the base of your bob cut doesn't just hold the style together. It's your way of saying to the world, I still know exactly who I am. Mistake 4, letting the sides of your bob cut flip out. making the face look wider and weary. It looks harmless, a soft little flip on either side of your face. Maybe it happens after sleeping on one side. Maybe it's just how your hair dried that day. It almost feels accidental, even charming. But then you catch your reflection in the side mirror of the car or in the fitting room lighting, and suddenly the hair on both sides of your cheeks is flaring out, gently but stubbornly, forming a shape you didn't quite sign up for, and it's not helping you. What's actually happening is this. When the ends of your bob cut begin to flip outward, especially the pieces right around the jawline or cheeks, they start forming a subtle inverted triangle, and that shape draws the eye outward, stretching the width of your face visually. Instead of creating lift or softness, it pulls. It makes your features look broader, your jaw heavier, and the whole structure of your cut just off. Now, after 60, most of us already feel like gravity's done a little rearranging on our behalf. Our facial volume starts shifting downward. Cheekbones soften. The lower half of the face can feel fuller than it used to. When your hair adds to that effect by flipping out, you're working against yourself, and you may not even realize it. So let's fix it. The goal here isn't to make your hair stiff or overly styled. It's to redirect the energy of those side pieces so they frame the face instead of fighting it. Here's what I suggest. After towel drying, apply a small amount of lightweight mousse. Not for volume this time, but for control. Concentrate it gently from the mid-length down to the ends, focusing especially on the hair near the cheeks. Then, using a round brush, give those sections a soft inward blow dry. Not a dramatic curl under, just enough to bring the hair in toward the face rather than out and away. Think of it like tucking a blanket around the edge of your jaw. Soft, subtle, supportive. Now, if you've got naturally wavy or curly hair, those little flips can be more persistent. That's where a good smoothing serum comes in. Apply a small drop to your fingertips, run it through the ends only, and follow up with a flat iron. But here's the key. Just the last inch or two. You're not straightening the whole thing. You're simply guiding the ends back inward where they belong. This one tweak makes a massive difference. Your face will instantly look more lifted, more open. It narrows the shape, sharpens your jawline, and brings attention back to your eyes, where it belongs. And emotionally? It's wild how something so small can shift how you feel. There's power in looking in the mirror and thinking, that feels right. Not styled to death, not fussy, just right. Because sometimes what makes us feel older isn't the length of our hair or even the color, it's direction. And when your hair is pushing outward, it can feel like it's pushing you outward too, out of balance, out of place. But just one soft turn, one gentle curve inward can bring it all back together. Because in the right direction, even the smallest movement has the power to light up your whole fan. Mistake number 5. Ignoring the temples, the quiet source of life in your bob cut. We focus so much on the front, don't we? The bangs, the side swoop, the ends that frame the jaw. We brush them, mousse them, tuck and tease them. And the back? Oh, we try to keep that neat too. But there's one little corner that so many women unknowingly neglect, year after year, the temples. That small section right at the sides of your forehead where your hairline curves back toward your ears. It seems insignificant, like a little in-between space. But what happens there, especially after 60, can quietly change your entire look. Here's why. Over time, the temple area tends to thin, not dramatically, just subtly enough to make the surface look a little flatter, a little more exposed. It's also one of the first places where natural volume fades, and when that happens, your face can start to look more tired, even if you're feeling wide awake. No one tells you this. We're taught to focus on covering the grays or trimming the length, but if you skip the temples, if you leave that area flat and forgotten, your bob cut can end up pulling your features downward, draining life from your expression. But here's the good news. It doesn't take much to change it. All you need is intention and a little technique. Next time you blow dry your hair, pause when you reach the temples. Using a small round brush, lift that section at a gentle diagonal, up and slightly back, just enough to encourage a touch of elevation. Hold the dryer on it for a moment, then finish with a cool shot. That quick blast of cold air will lock in the shape without stiffness. You don't want height, you want airiness, a whisper of lift that gives your eyeline a natural rise. Want to take it a step further? Consider adding a soft side fringe. Nothing heavy, just a light wispy bang that blends into your temple. This does two magical things. First, it softens the forehead and draws attention toward the eyes. Second, it gently covers that thinning area without making it look like you're hiding anything. It's effortless, subtle, smart. And the result? Suddenly, your face feels brighter. Your cheekbones stand out more. Your eyes catch the light again, and all from lifting one forgotten section of hair. There's something beautiful about that, isn't there? Because it's not about dramatic change. It's not about big cuts, or bold color, or trying to look like someone else. It's about honoring the little things, knowing where to pay attention, where to direct your energy, where just a little lift can transform not just how you look, but how you feel. So next time you style your bob cut, don't skip the temples. Don't assume they don't matter just because they're small. They might be the very place your confidence is waiting to rise again. Because sometimes, the smallest lift in the quietest place is enough to remind you, you are still here, still glowing, still very much alive. So here we are. 5 common mistakes, 5 gentle shifts. And yet each one carries the power to change something deeper, not just in how your bob cut sits, but in how you carry yourself. The bob has never been outdated. It only ever needed to be understood. With the right touch of lift here, a soft curve there, it becomes more than a style. It becomes a quiet expression of who you are right now. Because your hair walks with you through every moment, and it deserves more than routine. It deserves care, thoughtfulness, a bit of wonder. So if today you change just one thing, let it be how you see your hair. Not as something you're trying to fix, but as something that still reflects you fully and beautifully. If you've made one of these styling mistakes before, comment 1. If these tips are new to you, comment 0. And tell me, what should we explore next? Soft bangs for round faces, a silver bob that still turns heads? Subscribe, not to transform who you are, but to remind yourself you always have the right to choose your most beautiful self.